Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Today's topic is when people don't see your value, you gotta keep it moving. Okay? When people don't see your value, you gotta keep it moving. Before we get into it, guys, let's hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And now let's get into it. When people don't see your value, guys, don't allow that to diminish your focus and your intent on being great and accomplishing your goals, because you're going to get a variety of different types of people. You're going to get people who are haughty, disrespectful, malicious, in it for themselves, selfish. You're going to get all these different types, right? And they're all pretty awful when you think about it. But the reality is that you have an opportunity to essentially navigate your way through it and make sure that you do not buy into what they're trying to tell you about yourself or your capabilities. You are smarter, better, sharper than that. So be mindful of what that all means in terms of how you move, so that you do not take on and adapt to that negativity in a way where it hinders you and they essentially win. They would win because they would get you to give up on your goals and your objectives. And that's not what you want to do, and nobody should get in the way of that. So let's be clear on that point, guys. Now, there'll be a time where it may get so bad that your naysayers will have you really believing that you're really not what you thought you were. And it won't make sense. You won't be able to rationalize that. It's like an example of that I've lived through is I wanted at a point in time to aspire to something within my profession. But time after time, it felt like the doors just kept getting closed on me. Did it have to do with my preparation? No. Did it have to do with my abilities? No. Did it have to do with whether or not I could do what I needed to do? No. So it was oriented in a negative way because it was kind of a way that the enemy uses to kind of attack you and to try to make it so that you don't fulfill your dreams and your objectives and your goals. If you do not internalize it and you just let it roll off you, eventually it'll turn. And what you wanted will come. It'll show up. It'll happen. It's bound to. And, there's some lessons involved there, because when it gets really dark, when it gets really almost desperate, you realize that you have a choice. You realize that you can start to believe it. You can start to believe that all these people are just that much better than you. Or there's something that doesn't have to do with your skills or capabilities at play. I'll let you read between the lines there. And so when that kind of situation shows up, you start to realize, like, you keep doing what you're doing, you keep putting in the work, you keep staying focused, you'll realize organically that there's no way that you are incapable of your dreams and aspirations and goals and objectives. And at the right time, at some point in time, God is going to open that door. Okay? And it'll be a door. And it may even be bigger than what you were originally aiming for. Okay? And there's power and intent behind God's preparation, but at the same time, God also wants to show you that there are going to be people who are going to try to discount you and make you feel some type of way about whether or not you're good enough. You are good enough. You've always been good enough. That's the fact. But the enemy wants to mess with you because, think about it like this. If they can't knock you down and take you out, they want you to do it for them. And so that's part of what you got to factor into kind of the mold and how this world operates. So guys, I hope you get kind of the chewy center on this one, because you got to keep going. You can't believe anybody when they try to discount you. If you believe it and see it and you visualize it, and you feel it, and you're passionate about it, go after it, no matter what. I don't care if they tell you a gazillion times over no. Somebody's eventually going to tell you yes. And I bet you what, when one person tells you yes, all of a sudden, everybody wants to tell you yes. That's just how it works. I didn't make it. I just live in my existence like the rest of us. Alright? So, hope you guys took something away from that one. And as always, be true to yourselves and each other.